Welcome to Humor at Work.
I'm gonna be a few minutes.
One of the questions I get asked all the time when I talk about humor in the workplace is, but Mike, I'm just not a funny guy. I'm not a funny woman. What can I do? Does this topic really apply to me? Well, of course it does. Michael Kerr here, Humor at Work. And humor in the workplace applies to everybody because it's about creating that kind of environment where it's just okay to be yourself, to laugh a little bit and have fun. And even if you're not a naturally funny person, I think what's important to remember is that we're not talking about necessarily being funnier. We're not talking about telling jokes, certainly, or being the office clown or a stand-up comedian. We're talking about an attitude and about creating an environment for success where people just feel like they can share their natural, spontaneous humor in the workplace to be more successful, to be more creative and less stressed out. Now, there are some things, though, I think anybody can do to grow that humor perspective, to grow their sense of humor. So here's just a few simple tips. Read more humor, watch more humor. If you're watching nothing but, 15 CSI episodes a week, maybe up the humor factor in your TV watching and in your reading. Second thing is, be observant. Practice, learn to be more observant. Just look at the world around you. Comedians like Jerry Seinfeld don't go through their lives living madcap adventures. They've just grown the skill of being incredibly observant and very curious about the world around us, which leads us to idea number 3. Ask questions. Ask weird questions. All humor is driven between weird, wacky questions by making strange relationships between things that ordinarily we wouldn't put together. Asking questions like, what's up with that? How come this is like this? What would happen if? Fourth tip is start a humor file or a humor book to record the accidentally funny stuff you see in the world. By accidentally funny, I mean things like, signs that say today only, bras half off. That kind of stuff that's out there everywhere. It's one of the fastest ways to grow your sense of humor. It helps you practice that lateral thinking skill that's needed to have a good sense of humor. And if you give yourself the goal of looking for that humor, it's called selective perception. It's just like when you go to buy a new car and suddenly you see that new car everywhere. Same thing. If you start a humor file, I think you'll be amazed at how much more humor you start to see in your life. So I hope that helps. Try a few simple things. Just start thinking in different ways. Look at things from the opposite perspective. Reverse gears. Think of things through the eyes of your dog. How would Batman or your dog deal with this stressful situation at work? Think in strange ways. Ask different questions. Start that humor file. Be curious. Be observant. And see if your sense of humor just doesn't grow at least a wee little bit.